Good morning, everyone, and everybody who is out there watching today, MNN. I am your host, Viviana Puello, and I want to welcome you to Tonantzin, a call for Mother Earth. In this hour, we're going to have an incredible group of panelists who are going to bring information to explore ways to restore our planet. I want to thank MNN. I want to thank everyone that has made this day possible, because this is going to be a full day broadcast and you're going to continue watching us on Facebook later on. So thanks everyone that is taking part on this event today. It is a 51st Earth Day celebration. There's millions of people all across the globe who are celebrating and honoring our Mother Earth. But as you know, if we want to preserve our planet, every day must be Earth Day. And I want to invite with us Director of MNN Studios, El Barrio Firehouse, Zenaida Mendez, who's here with us today. Hi, Zenaida.
Hello, thank you so much, Viviana, for putting all this great event together today. Thank you to all the artists that are participating, all the organizations that are participating this day. On behalf of Manhattan Neighborhood Network, we are joining you in this celebration. Today is the most important day in the world. It's Earth Day,
Yes.
el Día de la Tierra. Un día muy importante donde estamos celebrando el 51 aniversario de esta celebración a nivel mundial, como tú has dicho. We are so happy that we can collaborate with you, with artists from the Green Planet, with Art2 International, with so many people from all over the world. So to us, it's really a privilege that you have put all this together on behalf of the world. And as a Latina, and you are Colombian, I am Dominican, I am so happy that we are leading this effort because Latin America and the world, Africa, we are in a lot of trouble when it comes to the environmental protection.
Yes.
They are depleting our rivers, they are depleting our forests. So we need to continue. And like you said, this is an everyday effort. A little bit that each of us do will go a long way, a long way. We are in a very dangerous situation at the moment. So this is great. Thank you so much again. Muchísimas gracias por hacer esto. Muchísimas gracias. I invite all of you to continue with us for the next 4 or 5 hours that we are going to be on TV, on MNN channels, as well as our Facebook page. Thank you so much and welcome. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Gracias. Well, I'm going to invite Tanya Utterstein, who's going to be guiding us next. Tanya, thank you so much. And as you see, guys, we have such an incredible group of women who are advocating for the planet today. I'm so excited about that. So thank you, Tanya, for being part of this as well. And I'll leave you now.
Thank you, Viviana, and thank you, everybody that is making this happen. It is such an honor to be here today, to be able to speak passionately from my heart. Our Earth has so much power to it. It is energetically powerful, and we need to honor it as much as we honor ourselves. As a mindset and movement coach, I like to talk about recognizing what you need, and that is being outside. When you're outside, there's something about the calmness that you feel. There's something about the stillness that you feel. And today, I'm asking you, everybody here today around the world, to get outside, be in the moment, tune in to how you're feeling when you're out in nature. Whether it's sitting under a tree, whether it's standing underneath a tree, whether it's walking by water, whether it's going into a forest, going into a local park. But we cannot deny the positive power nature has. And that's one of the reasons I talk about honoring the earth, honoring yourself, giving yourself what you need. When we get outside, our mindset begins to shift. We can be so hard on ourselves, and we can talk with negative words when we look in the mirror. When we put on our clothes, our mindset can be so negative. But when you make daily choices to honor who you are, when you make a daily choice to get outside, whether it's walking around the block, whether it's sitting on your porch, whether it's getting into the forest, getting into a park, you sense a shift in your mindset. You sense a shift of how you feel about yourself. And that, my friends, everybody around the world, is the power of nature. Studies, research has already shown and has proven there's something about the energies that come off the water, the energies that come off the trees, the plants. When you look at a plant, how you talk to it will change how that plant grows. So think of it about those words that you use with yourself as well. When you're kind to the earth, when you're kind to yourself, when you're kind to the plants, to the trees, to nature itself, the animals, that kindness has that universal energy to touch everyone in the world. Have you ever sat and someone popped into your mind? And that's because there's a connection, an undeniable connection. Believe in it. Believe in yourself. Have you been out in nature, sitting in a tree, watching the leaves, watching the clouds go by, watching the animals around you, and you feel the stress leave your body? You feel your body become relaxed. Tune into that. Do more of that. Do more of what you need to do to release any negative feelings that you have inside of you. Especially now during COVID, there's possibly energies, possibly feelings you've never felt before. Do not deny yourself of those feelings. Say to yourself, this is how I feel today. And I don't recognize these feelings. However, I'm going to take those steps to change that. I'm going to give myself what I need, whether it's quiet time, whether it's going for that walk, whether it's reading a book. What is it that you need today? What is it that you need every day to help bring calm about, to help you honor you, yourself, who you are, to help you begin to love who you are? It doesn't happen overnight. It's these baby steps that you can do every day, simple baby steps. It's when we keep things simple, when we keep things uncomplicated, it's easier to do. It's easier to implement into your life. Write them down. Write down what made you smile today. Write down what brings you happiness and start including them into your life. And again, I encourage you to include getting outside, being one with nature. Often you hear people talk about these forests that are destroyed and the water getting polluted. And then you hear, well, we'll just clean it up, or we'll just rebuild a new forest by planting new trees. That forest that is 5, 10, 25, 100 plus years old, you can never replace that. You can never replace that. Yes, you can plant trees, which is a wonderful thing to do, but that 100-year-old forest, it's going to take forever to be 100 years old again. Often we take things for granted, like clean water. There's countries around the world that unfortunately do not have clean water, but many of us, all we do is turn on a tap. Be grateful for that. Be grateful you're able to have clean waters. And what's something you can do? Look into something that you can do for yourself, something that you can do for others to help them have clean water, to help them enjoy a forest. If I can challenge everyone today, it would be this. Plant a tree. Maybe 10 of you get together, of course with social distancing, and plant a tree in honor of somebody, in honor of the earth, in honor of friendship. Give that tree love. Give that tree love and say thank you to it. Thank the earth for allowing you to plant that tree. If you can get to water today, then I challenge you, take some time and go to water, whether it be a creek, whether it be a river, whether it be a stream, whether it be the ocean. Stand there, close your eyes, and feel the power. Listen to the sounds of the water. Feel the sun, feel the weather on your face. What we have today, we need to conserve it. We need to think about our future. We can't do it alone. But if each of us takes a step, a baby step, imagine how much we can help create a better earth, a cleaner earth, an earth that will be here for our future, for our children, for their children. And again, honor yourself, honor you are. The second challenge I'm asking you to do today is get outside, be in nature, be with a tree, feel the energy again, stand under it, sit under it, feel the moment of peace, of stillness, and of calmness. Take a moment every day to honor yourself. Take a moment every day to love who you are. Take a moment every day to start using kind words, not only for other people, but also for yourself. As you look in the mirror today, give yourself a compliment. What do you love about yourself? Give somebody else a compliment. That's the best thing you can do. So on Earth Day today, honor who you are, honor your environment, honor your surroundings, and ask yourself, what can you do for our beautiful Earth? What step, what action can you take today to help this Earth survive? We can't do it alone. We need to help it. Send out positive thoughts to other people who need it. Send out positive thoughts to the earth. Look up to the sky and say thank you. Look down to the grass and say thank you. And when we begin having these amazing positive thoughts every day, you'll begin to notice a shift in your mindset, a shift of love, a shift of gratitude, and a shift of being grateful for the little things in life, the little things we never think twice about. It only takes a few moments. We have so many hours of the day. It takes less than 30 seconds. Pledge with me today, honor who you are, honor our Mother Earth, honor the world and each other. Let's spread kindness. Let's spread gratitude. Let's get outside more for your own health and wellness. Breathe in the fresh air. Take a moment, relax. Take a moment to visualize what the beauty is of the earth, what the beauty is of the trees, the animals, the flowers, the grass. That beauty, take it in, feel it. Sit quietly. When we sit quietly, it's the most beautiful thing you can do. So today, as we end, thank you again, everybody, for being here, for watching. for taking time for yourself, taking time to listen to all the wonderful artists, all the wonderful people that are sharing our message today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Sit with me in silence. Catch your breath. Allow your body to relax. Catch the wind and the sun. Honor who you are. Choose to honor this earth. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. My name is right there at the bottom. I'm here to listen, to help you move forward, to help you take the baby steps that you need today and every day to honor who you are, love who you are, and do not let anybody change that. Do not let anybody think different of that. Listen to your inner voice, your positive inner voice. Feel your body with love and receive the energies the earth has to give you. Let's do this together. Let's do something every day. Let's allow our future generation to also enjoy our earth, nature, all the surroundings. Plant something if you can. Go for a walk if you can. Sit outside if you can. It's a baby step, all about the baby steps. Love who you are. Realize you're important. Realize you need to do what you need to create a smile and happiness in your life. Relax. Breathe. Simple steps to release. Simple steps to be at peace. Simple steps to find calm. To everybody out there, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for honoring the earth, the water, the trees, the power of spreading positive energies to each other, the power of having positive mindset, the power, undeniable power of nature, the undeniable power of moving your body, the undeniable power of feeling, of listening to that inner voice, the power, the energies of the sun, the grass, the trees, the animals. Listen, feel, look around. Relax and breathe. Anytime you need to, take a moment to take a deep breath and relax. Reach out. Honor the earth. The earth is here for you. The forests are here for you. The trees are here for you. Let's respect our environment. Let's respect everything around us. When you start the ball rolling, it creates a ripple effect. It's like the pebble in water. Do one kind thing, it ripples and other people feel it. Other people will follow through as well. Let's get the conversation going. Let's continue this conversation. All day today, you're going to hear artists and speakers today sharing the same message. share this broadcast. Let us know how you're going to help the earth. Everybody here today, we have the same message, the same power to share with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren and I am the founder of Paneros Clothing. And after being a designer in the wholesale fashion industry for 10 years, producing a new collection every single month, I really know how wasteful and polluting and unsustainable the fashion industry can be. And, you know, in the age of fast fashion, I really believe that we've lost that connection to the people behind the clothes that we wear every single day. So I set out to create a better alternative, producing beautiful, slow fashion pieces that are made the way they should be. They're designed to be worn not just for one season, but really year after year and stay in your closet. And I truly want to rebuild that connection to the amazing artisans who handcraft our styles and to the earth that provides the materials so that you as consumers and all of us as consumers can really look great while making a positive impact on the world. And I'm so excited to be sharing with you my 5-step checklist to becoming a conscious consumer today. So you might be asking yourself, why is it so important to become a more conscious consumer? And, you know, becoming a conscious consumer is really important because it affects not only the planet that we all live on, but all of humanity living on it. It simply just does not affect your own personal life. And I know there's many things to consider when you're shopping, so I've made a really simple checklist to use to becoming a more conscious shopper, you know, because there really is no planet B. So the 5 things to consider when shopping that I'll go through today are smart fibers and fabrics, responsible manufacturing, quality over quantity, less pollution, and less waste. And you can see here, this is one of the amazing artisans that we work with in Bali. His name is G'day, and we'll touch a bit more on what responsible manufacturing means in the next few minutes. So for the first thing, smart fibers and fabrics. So currently the apparel industry is designed and optimized for plastic and cotton fabrics. So at about 63% plastic-based fibers and about 26% of cotton fibers respectively. You know, unfortunately, this is really not optimal for Mother Earth. And it's estimated that 70 million barrels of oil are used every single year to produce polyester clothing. You know, that's more than 4,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So there's way too much polyester and plastic fibers out there, and that's just something that we really need to change going forward. You know, as I said, plastic-based fibers are a petroleum product and are used the most frequently. But not only is the process of making these plastic-based fibers, such as nylon and acrylic and polyester and spandex, really harmful to the environment, they also generate microplastics. And I'll get more into microplastics in a little bit. While cotton fibers are a natural fiber and, you know, they feel better on your body and they're a much better option than the plastic-based ones, there are still flaws that need improvement, such as water consumption. Are they being ethically farmed? Are they using pesticides? Is it organic cotton? And there's many other fabrics that are used less frequently, but are a better option, such as some semi-synthetics like your viscose, rayon, tencel, and natural fibers such as hemp and linen and silk. So you might be wondering, what should we be considering when we look at fabrics in a garment before you're making these purchases, or, you know, what impact does the fabric choice make? So the 3 main fiber groups are synthetic, plastic-based, which are your polyesters, plant-based, which include the cotton, linen, and man-made cellulose fibers like your rayon and tencel, and lastly, the animal protein-based, which are your silks, your wools, your leathers. So it's really important not to confuse the petroleum-based synthetic fibers with the plant-based semi-synthetic fibers. because the semi-synthetic input is wood pulp. So it originally does come from a natural origin, but there are some chemical processes that take place to produce these fibers. But each group comes with their own pros and cons. The synthetic ones, they're very inexpensive. The production process requires very minimal agricultural land and water use, but they require a large amount of virgin and non-renewable resources. The production is very energy intensive and polluting, and like I said, they release the microplastics being washed. They do not biodegrade, and therefore they really stay on our land forever. As far as plant-based ones, like our cottons, they're non-allergenic, they're very strong fabrics and fibers. They can be recycled back into other cotton fabrics. Linen is very durable. It requires less water, less fertilizer. But they are also, very intensive fiber spinning and things like that. And then the semi-synthetics, they're very soft to the touch. They are also strong fibers. Some of the solvents used to create these fibers are non-toxic. They can be recaptured and kept into a closed loop process, which is really ideal. That's your Tencel fabric, your modal, your lyocell. But, it is very energy intensive for the production. And some of the chemicals can be toxic. For your animal protein-based fiber group, it's very breathable. For your silk, it still feels cool in the warmer temperatures. It can absorb a large amount of moisture before you feel wet. But it's expensive. They're very land and resource intensive, but it's just another option for you to have. So all in all, not one fabric is perfect. And the fashion industry really needs to work on more energy efficient ways to produce fabrics. However, unlike fully synthetic fibers, the plant-based and the animal protein-based are definitely easily recyclable and biodegradable and a better option for you. So going into responsible manufacturing. So I really believe everyone should know who made their clothes at this day and age. And what the working conditions are, what the wages are being paid, and if there are any environmental practices taking place. So unfortunately there, are many stories of factory disasters, collapsing buildings, dark sweltering, moldy conditions. And a lot of times factories will even subcontract the work out. So you, as a brand owner, you really need to know who you're working with and be transparent with your customers. I think that's so important that, the consumers can really have that trust in the brand and can be asking the brands these questions to hold them accountable. And there's also still cases of child labor and unethical low wages, even here in Los Angeles. It's something that we're dealing with here. So a lot of things to look for in brands as far as responsible manufacturing. Are they being transparent about their supply chain and their processes? And there's really no excuse, I believe, in today's age not to have transparency within the company, to know where your fabric's coming from, what farm it's coming from, who's manufacturing your goods, etc. So third is to consider quality over quantity. So clothing represents more than 60% of the total textiles manufactured today. And over the past 2 decades, clothing production has approximately doubled to over 50 million tons per year. At the same time, clothing use has declined by almost 40%. And it's estimated that over 50% of fast fashion produced is disposed of in under a year, often ending up in a landfill or being incinerated. So ultimately, companies are really producing too much and are pushing us as consumers to believe that you need a new top every single month, or in some cases every single week. So this is, often poorly made clothing using cheap fabrics like the polyester, probably doesn't have a very good fit, because in order to constantly be producing clothing and having it out in stores every single week, they do have to cut certain steps out of the design process to get the clothing out there so fast. So, there's also peer pressure not to post in the same outfit these days and not to wear something more than once. And, the traditional wholesale model requires brands to have new product on the floor on the website every single month, and like I said, sometimes every single week. So, this just goes hand in hand with all the talk about the traditional fashion calendar really needing to be disruptive. And do you need to have a new collection every month, or can you slow down a bit and, have, 4 collections a year and really produce quality clothing? As a consumer, even myself, you also want to be thinking, okay, how many times am I going to be wearing this piece of clothing before I buy it? Is it a trendy piece that I'm just going to, want to wear for a month or just a season? So just something to consider before you do make that purchase, because timeless quality styles, like, you will truly have in your closet forever. So the fourth thing to consider is pollution. Right now, the textile sector represents 6% of global greenhouse gas emissions and up to 20% of pesticide use. Washing, solvents, and dyes used in the manufacturing process are responsible for roughly 20% of industrial water pollution, and fashion accounts for 20 to 35% of microplastic flowing into the ocean. So like I mentioned before, all the polyester, the acrylic, the nylon, the spandex, those do release the microplastics. And we all know, or you might be familiar, that the fashion industry is believed to be the second largest polluter right after the oil industry. And there's been a lot of development in the last couple of years, great developments using natural dyes, which come from the earth, increasing the color palette that you can use with those natural dyes. And so that's a really great way that we can reduce the pollution in terms of dyes and chemicals. And things that you can look for in brands, are they using natural dyes, which is a great step forward. So going into the microplastics, over 500,000 metric tons of microfibers flow into the environment from washing of our synthetic textiles annually. That's equivalent to 50 billion plastic water bottles flowing into our rivers, our lakes, our oceans. And these fibers can be consumed by a variety of creatures, often including the fish that we might eat. The production and creation of new fabric really uses a lot of energy and creates a large amount of pollution. So one way to reduce this is for brands to be creating styles from dead stock fabric. So you might be wondering, okay, what is dead stock fabric? That word doesn't really sound like something I want to wear. But essentially, dead stock fabric is the leftover fabric from a production order that often was not used and will sit in a warehouse, or might be ending up going into a landfill or being incinerated. Because it's very taboo for a brand to use the same print for the next season or even the next year, a lot of these times this fabric does end up going to waste. And it can range from 16 yards to hundreds of yards to thousands of yards. So one way that we can really do our part to reduce the pollution and the resources used for creating this fabric is to use these leftover dead stock fabrics to create, our beautiful slow fashion styles. So I really believe that there's something amazing, creating 3 unique styles that only 3 people in the world will have from that leftover 16 yards that would have otherwise gone to waste. And the company, in our brand Paneros, around 90% of the styles we produce are made from these dead stocks, and they all come from natural origins. So last thing is the waste. So, directly related to quality over quantity, the amount of waste created by the fashion industry is 40 million tons per year. So, with using those dead stock fabrics, you can do that. You can also make hair scrunchies or use the scraps of fabric created from cutting and producing the clothing pieces to really, minimize that waste. Upcycling is an amazing thing that you can do. There's so many things that brands can implement and have started to do to really reduce the waste. So I'm really happy to be sharing these with you, and I hope these help you look into what brands that you'll be shopping from, what purchases you'll be making to become a more conscious consumer and to really shop responsibly. And you can check us out at panerosclothing.com or follow us on Instagram at Paneros Clothing. So I hope you all have a happy Earth Day and a wonderful week.
everybody. Welcome to our segment. We are Big Breath Wellness. My name is Yadira Roman, and this is my wonderful, beautiful partner, Tierney Carey. So we create skin and hair care products that are not only good for your skin and hair, but we use ingredients that very specifically benefit your mental and spiritual health. So today we're going to show you how to use herbs for facial steamings and cleansing baths. It's really important to be aware that we are visitors here on earth. And when you visit someone's home, I don't know about you, but I'm a Latina. We do not destroy their homes. We appreciate with gratitude everything that they provide for us, whether it's food or gestures. So it's really important that we do that with our time here on earth. And I also want to know, a cleansing bath is not a regular bath. So we're not using soap, we're not scrubbing, we're not going through our normal routine, because the point of this is aromatherapy, also considered aromatics, which what they do for you is regulate your mood and reduce body tension. So you want to make this a very sacred experience where you're just using your ingredients for your cleansing bath, nothing else. It's an opportunity to pause and meet your needs, listen to your body, and connect with Mother Earth. There are a lot of wonderful and effective distractions, we like to call them, like taking walks in nature, meditation, exercise. And while these things are impactful and they do transform our lives, I don't know about you, but for me, when I meditate, I have powerful revelations about my life. However, research has shown these are not actual coping mechanisms for our mental health. So if you suffer from any form of anxiety, any anxiety disorders, depression, or even if you have stress, there's a reason why we go out and we do these things, right? I feel really peaceful when I take a walk in nature. But when I come back into the environment where I've been triggered, everything starts to burst again, right? And I feel a little bit overwhelmed. So this can be because you're not actually coping. You're just choosing a distraction that brings you peace. And these are healthy distractions, right? Some people use drugs, alcohol, and that's another extreme level of a toxic distraction. So when we use aromatics, also known as aromatherapy, what this does is this supports the autonomic nervous system. So these are parts of our self that we cannot consciously control. So no amount of breath work in the midst of a panic attack can support you. Breathing slowly can. The actual breath work cannot. And this is because during these moments, we cannot consciously control what is happening in the nervous system. So I'm going to share with you these beautiful cleansing baths. I have one that's calming and one that is a mood regulator. And these are things that you can find in your kitchen or your local farmer's market. So our mood regulator, one of the most powerful ingredients here on earth is the lemon. The lemon is an energizer. It brings clarity. It literally pauses and calms and regulates your mood. It allows you to connect with yourself without re-triggering what's coming up, without re-traumatizing yourself, and being able to really process and cope with the issues that we can face here on earth as human beings. So this cleansing bath, the key ingredient is lemon. If you don't have lemons or if you're allergic, you can use any other citrus. And coffee. I'm Colombian and I love me some coffee. And let me tell you, coffee is such a powerful healer, and it does so as well for a cleansing bath. So you can also add Himalayan salt, but if this is not something you have at home, you can just use your lemon and your coffee, steam up some beautiful water, connect with yourself, and as I said, make sure you're not doing anything else that you would normally do in a bathing situation. So all we need is some coffee and lemon, and I can tell you from experience, this shuts the madness down. I personally suffer from what is called CPTSD, compound post-traumatic stress disorder. And when I'm having days, there's nothing that can pause it other than this recipe. And it is I vouch for it. It is powerful. So much research backs up what lemons can do for our health. And as you've probably heard, a full cup of water, a lemon a day, takes the stress away. Now we have another calming one. And so this is the calming one. You can use actual lavender buds. I like to, But if this is not available for you, you can buy lavender essential oil, again, at a local market. So I have both the herbs and the essential oils. We also add eucalyptus to this and tea tree oil. And I like to have my own blend set. So this is my personal blend that I'll use and I'll add to my bath. But you don't have to do all that. And if you don't have these ingredients, some replacements for lavender is rosemary. And look, I got this straight up in the supermarket. This was like $2 tops. So these are things that are really easy to find in your market, and you can just fill up your bath and support yourself and provide a safe space to feel your feelings that you're allowed to have. They're absolutely valid for the simple fact they're a human being. Mother Earth is, I mean, it says in the name Mother Earth, and when we think of a mother, we think of nurture, strength, and something that really holds space for us. She does not mind to share her gifts. And I encourage you to not just use these ingredients, but connect with them and speak to them and let them know how you could really use a bit of their support. If you've never done this, it may sound a little silly. So I just ask that you give it one chance, one opportunity, and give yourself the time to really speak to these herbs and see the divine messages that they have available for us. Herbalism is such a powerful way to heal. It does not replace a regular support system and plan. So this does not replace, therapy or medication should you need it, but it is an effective coping mechanism. And so it's important that we recognize what's the distraction and what's the coping mechanism. And we really do want to give ourselves the time and the opportunity to cope with some challenges so that we can move forward in life and experience inner peace and safety. I'm going to pass it on so you can get your facial steam on.
Oh, thank you so much, Yadira. That was amazing and beautiful and needed to be heard. And I'm going to build on a little bit of what you were saying, and I'm going to teach you guys how to, when you're taking these happy distractions and you're out for your walk, you can easily look down anywhere in New York, even in city settings, and you can find some really amazing herbs and plants right in front of you that you can incorporate. And I have 2 steams that we're going to go over today. And we're also going to do some tips and tricks on foraging right in your city. It's one of my favorite things to do. This is our sinus steam. And this is all going to be things that you can find at the dollar store, Hannaford, Walmart. Super easy to find, not so easy to cultivate in New York. And then we have what I like to call our New York special. And this is going to be our facial steam. And this is all things that either are easy to cultivate in New York or that just are growing right outside your window. And at first, I want to talk about those things that are growing right outside your window. I want to keep in mind 2 things as we go over this. One is that we want to make sure that we're keeping invasive species low and we're not causing the spread of that. And the second thing is that we want to make sure we're saving some plants for the bees and for our neighbors to look at as well. So we want to make sure that we're not harvesting too much, which you really don't even need to do because these plants are abundant and you only need a little bit, especially just for yourself. So first we have right in your local graveyard or your bike trails, we have chives and comfrey, which are both going to be native to New York. And you can really find those anywhere. We want to make sure that the plants are not being maintained, that they are wild and that they're not a part of somebody else's garden. But if they're not, and let me tell you, right in my own neighborhood, there's so many. I was going to go out and harvest some to show you guys, but it is snowing where I am. So you can find those right outside, right in your graveyards, right on your bike paths. You can also find fennel, echinacea, and thyme. Fennel and echinacea like to grow right in the graveyards. Now, those are going to be invasive species. However, throughout time, they have kind of just spread like wildfire here in New York. They've become part of our ecosystem. So these are going to be kind of everywhere. Again, we just want to make sure that those plants are wild, that they're not being maintained. Thyme is going to grow all alongside sidewalks. A lot of cities and towns have used these plants because they're just beautiful as well and kind of couldn't keep them under wraps. They spread so quickly, and thyme is going to be another great thing that you can add to your steams or add to your diet as well. We also have right in the grass, if you look outside in almost any patch of grass, you're going to see dandelions, you're going to see violets, and you're going to see white clove buds. And these are flowers that are going to be really great for eating in your salads, just making sure that we're washing them and that they're not anywhere where they could be sprayed. And they're amazing for syrups that are super antioxidant and super antioxidant wines. I like to have my dandelion wine, which is also really good stress supporter, and my dandelion salad. Dandelion roots are going to be another amazing thing that you can add to diet or steams. You could burn these around your house too, and they're super, super large. So all you need is about 2 dandelion plants. I harvested 2 last year, and I still have 6 whole jars, and I just let them dry out, and then I put them right in the jars. So those are going to last you a long time, and you're going to be able to make sure that you're only taking a couple of these flowers so that you're really able to let the bees get their fill and let your neighbors get some as well. We also have mint and catnip, and you're going to see mint and catnip everywhere, especially growing along statues, fences, and homes. They love to grow against things and kind of branch out. So if you get a huge whiff of mint and you're walking around town, it might not be gum. It might really be a plant. Again, we want to make sure it's not our neighbor's plants, though. We also have chamomile. Chamomile is going to grow within the cracks of your sidewalk. You're going to see a yellow or green little bulb kind of hanging out of your sidewalk. And that's going to be chamomile. Now, most of these herbs are going to be really easy to transport too and to have in your home. The only things that are not are going to be the violet, the white clove flower, and the dandelions. Those really we can't transport. But everything else we can take by the roots, and we can put, I like to use those large buckets. You drill a couple holes, you want some good filtration, put some rocks on the bottom, and put your soil and plant right in there. And especially the chives, the thyme, and the mint is just going to take off, and you're going to have that for years to come. Those plants can live a very long time as well. So next what we're going to look at are some of our recipes. This is going to be your sinus steam. Again, if you're allergic to any of these ingredients, just omit them. Just don't use them and use a little extra of whatever you'd like. So this one is going to be the ones we find at Walmart, the dollar store, and Hannaford. We're going to have some eucalyptus, which is really good for Hannaford. Thank you. You're so sweet. Oh my goodness. We have lavender, again, really good for finding at Hannaford. Then we have some bay, which I found at the dollar store, and some rosemary, which was right at the dollar store as well. You're going to put this all in a bowl. You're going to put your water right up to the top, your boiling water, and you're going to take your favorite shawl or blanket. Just make sure you have this too on a surface and that it's not wobbly, it's not crazy, because you're going to be putting your boiling water right in there, and you're going to put this right over your head, and you're going to let your face steam, breathe in deep breaths. We also have our New York special, I say. And this is going to be basil and marigolds, which, if you don't know, marigolds are a calendula. So that's an ingredient we hear all of the time being used. And these are really easy to grow and cultivate right in New York. I get about 20 to 40 harvests from one plant right in my backyard in New York every season of marigolds and basil. They're just amazing. You're going to do that. You're going to do a little bit of dandelion root as well, which you can find dandelions right outside. And I used some dandelion flowers as well. Now this one, you're just going to make sure that it's not going to upset your allergies and that you don't really have a sensitive system to anything in here, like pollen. But this is a really good facial steam, and this is going to lock nutrients right into your pores. You want to make sure you have a clean face while you're doing these facial steams. You allow yourself to relax, enjoy it. And then when you are done with a facial steam, what you should be doing is taking cold water and running that cold water over your face. This is going to close those pores up and really allow your whole body to feel those nutrients. So I hope I was able to unlock your eyes to everything right outside your door. Thank you so much.
And
All right, guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, and I am the one doing the production here at the same time. So I have to apologize to the girls because they were cut off right before they ended. I don't know if you're having fun and learning a lot, but I am. So far we have learned a lot about clothing and what we can do to support our planet with our styles, right? With our clothes. We have also learned a lot about health and beauty products that you can create at home. And as you can see, living an environmentally friendly lifestyle is very, very possible. So I invite you today to do that. And I want to let you know that we are going to be on Facebook Live for the rest of the day. And if you follow us, make sure you follow us. We're going to have raffles and we're going to be giving this away. I don't know if you can see it from there. Let me see. Yes, you can see it. So this looks like a glove, but actually they are seeds and you're going to be able to plant them and get flowers. We're not going to tell you what flowers, but you're going to get flowers out of them, or bushes. So we have a mix of bushes and flowers. Follow us for the raffle so you get the glove, the seed glove. I want to thank the artists for a Green Planet group who have put a lot together, and they are showcased in the Art Tour International magazine spring issue. I'm going to share with you a slideshow of their artwork. They're magnificent, and I want you to enjoy this. Take a minute to celebrate art that works for the planet. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. We have an incredible roster of artists at Artists for Green Planet, and I want to share with you just a little bit of our story. Artists for Green Planet actually was born with Art Tour International magazine. So I am the founder of Art Tour International, and we have an incredible network of artists who care for the planet, who work and create artworks to support Mother Earth, to advocate, not just for Mother Earth, but for other activism causes. And Artists for a Green Planet came together because of our love for our planet. And the first issue of Art Tour International dedicated to our planet was born 5 years ago. And even though today is the 51st anniversary of Earth Day, this is actually the first time and the first year that we get together in collaboration with Create for Peace, EarthDay.org, Manhattan Neighborhood Networks, Artists for a Green Planet, and many other organizations to put this together, and it's going to be a 6-hour event. And the reason why I'm telling you is because we're going to have so much going on throughout the day. We are going to have poets, we're going to have panelists, but the idea here is for us to touch your heart. Our goal today is have a heart-to-heart conversation with you and let you know that we are in trouble. We are in trouble if we don't act now. We need to make Earth Day every day. We need to decide on living environmentally conscious lifestyles. And that starts with everything. And that's why we have been showing you different organizations who are working. I want you to put your heart into it. Listen to every panelist because everybody has a message for you. And the secret is this one. If the earth is not happy, if our environment is not happy, we are not happy. So if we don't take care of our planet, we don't have a planet B to go to, and you're going to be in trouble, I'm going to be in trouble, but worse than that, our children are going to be in trouble. So we need to create this awareness. We need to share this message. This is not something that is trending. This is not something that is on style. This is not something that is just happening because people are talking about it. This is a reality that we need to face. And this is a reality that we are living. And we have a younger generation that is screaming, that is crying, that is looking for us and looking at what we're doing. So we need to lead by example. And I invite you today to make a decision. Take one step, right? Take one step. What are you going to do today to celebrate Earth Day? What are you doing? Are you going to plant a tree? Are you going to plant a flower? What are you doing? Are you not going to order extra clothes that you don't need? What are you doing? Are you going to make a decision on recycling at home? What are you going to do today for our planet? We are here to tell you that we love planet Earth, that planet Earth is a wealth of abundance. We have flowers, we have trees, we have plants that are feeding us. This is our sustenance. This is where we get everything. We have birds, we have animals. The earth is filled, it's full of abundance for us. So we need to be here for our planet. And I invite you to make a decision today and make one step. And if you want to take it a little bit further, take a friend, take a relative, take an acquaintance, a partner, a colleague, and say, let's do this together and let's commit to every day do this for our planet. Because we want our children and our children's children to have a planet where to live. I invite you to continue watching us on Facebook. You can watch on R2 International. You can also watch at Manhattan Neighborhood Networks. You can watch Viviana Puello page. We have about 12 pages right now that are sharing this broadcast. We're going to have about 24 more warriors for the planet. So I invite you today, and don't forget, we're going to be giving you these seeds for you to plant. If you want to make something really special, take one of these, plant it in your garden, and then probably for next year, you can share the photo of the tree or the bush that you planted. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank MNN, the team, Manhattan Neighborhood Networks, El Barrio Firehouse for everything, their support, and allowing us to be here for an hour with you on television, and continue watching us now on Facebook, on social media. And until then, don't forget, love our planet and stay inspired.